So today we're going to talk about nutrients. Nutrients are the things that help us live. So what are nutrients? Nutrients are the substances in food that provide the raw materials the body's cells need to carry out all essential functions. So they're used for energy, they're used to repair and rebuild cells, they're used to carry out chemical reactions, and you basically need these nutrients to keep up with your body's demand. So as you go through your day, you're using the energy, you're repairing and rebuilding your cells, and you need to keep the nutrients with you to help you keep up. So our first nutrient is a carbohydrate. And a carbohydrate is an energy-rich organic compound made of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. And when I say the word organic, it's always going to have carbon in it. Always. And actually all of the nutrients are going to have mostly these three elements in it because this is what actually releases the energy. Like I said, it's used to make energy for the body. We measure the energy in calories, and higher calorie foods equal more energy. And carbohydrates can be either simple or complex. And one of the major ones that's simple is sugar. And you definitely need sugar to survive. A complex carbohydrate is a longer and a more complex carbohydrate, so that's your starch or your fibers. And you can find carbohydrates in bread, pasta, donuts, bagels. Second, we have proteins. Proteins are nutrients that contain nitrogen as well as the three elements carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. And you need proteins to grow and to repair your cells. Proteins can also be a source of energy. Proteins are made up of amino acids, and amino acids are small linked units that make up the proteins. So fish, meat, and eggs contain protein. Fats are another one. So fats are energy-containing nutrients composed of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Same three again. Fats provide more energy than carbohydrates, so it's usually about 2 calories extra. And there are basically three kinds, and I just want you to know what they are and be aware of them. So there's saturated fats, unsaturated fats, and trans fats. Now, what you also need to know is unsaturated fats are good. So those are usually in liquid form. So those are your cooking oils. And saturated fats and trans fats are usually solid at room temperature, and they're usually bad. So trans fats are the ones you find in your bag of potato chips if you eat those, or your pretzels. Most of the pretzels are actually trans fat free now. And saturated fats are also solid. So they're the ones that you don't want. Unsaturated fats are the ones you do. And what this leads to is what's called cholesterol. So cholesterol is a fat-like substance found in animal products. You don't need cholesterol, as it's already made by your liver, and as you probably know, cholesterol can lead to heart problems, it can lead to other problems like that. When we have vitamins and minerals, a vitamin is a nutrient that doesn't actually provide energy, it actually helps with your body's chemical reactions. And there are two types: fat-soluble, which is stored by the body and can be released when needed, and water-soluble, which dissolve in water and we don't store, so you need to make sure that you get those vitamins. An example of a water-soluble vitamin is vitamin C. And of course, vitamin C is instrumental in keeping you from getting sick. Vitamin D is what your body makes when you're in the sun. And a mineral. So a mineral are nutrients not made by living things. And we learned about that last year when we talked about minerals. These are kind of the same thing. And they're used to carry out chemical processes such as building bones. So that would be calcium. Finally, we have water. Water is the most important nutrient. Water is basically where all of the vital processes take place in the body. It's used to regulate body temperature, it removes waste, and it makes most of the body fluids such as your blood. And that's all I have today.